Podcast 200. Guess who's back?
It looks like I'm back in the mix then, innit?
Back in the mix?
Lad.
Back in the mix with Barry and Steve. Yes. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Wait there. Right, I've got my phone out. We are recording, not live, but it's going to go live onto YouTube at 4 o'clock. And Barry has been casing the life out of me. We've just got a pallet of natural in and fucking another bit of a highlight order. And all the way through he's going, who is it? Where'd they call him from?
Yeah.
Is it Erwin from CANNA? Is it Phil? If it's Phil, you needed to give me more time because you can start speaking about it.
From NPK.
He went, you know what he did? He actually went, it's not going to be tea. And then I ignored him and he just fucking moved on from it.
Yeah.
Oh, lad, this feels like...
Podcast 200. It's been a while since I've been on the show.
It has, lad. I looked back last night. Number 152 was the last one you were on.
52. What podcast was that we done for the one part two?
So 150 was with Slim and Jay from I Dug to Grow and a few other people. And you were there. And then we did 151, The Drama Is Gone. That was your title. And then 152 was, I think, Taking a Weather App with you or something just after that. But it was 152 that was your last podcast. I was listening to it last night. And then Barry did a few podcasts after it as well.
So let's get into it then. Where are we? You know,
we are Podcast 200 with myself, Stephen.
Myself, Thomas.
Oh, it feels so good to hear that, you know. And the trio.
And me, Barry.
Yes. So, the team's back in. The team's always been there, though. Loads of people think that the team might have, don't know, split or maybe something had happened. Yeah, something had happened. The team just got made stronger.
Yeah, stronger.
And that's what everyone needs to realise. No matter whatever gets thrown at us NPK team will always stay together and we will always be there for one another and for our customers.
Yeah, man, stop it, you're going to make me cry.
Oh, listen, I knew fucking... So the way this was meant to go is I was going to say to Barry, if you could have one person on this table with you, who would it be? And he was thinking like Elvis or Colin McRae or someone fucking dead. And then you were going to say, you know what? I'd pick that person too, just to watch his face fall off. Are you happy?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Are you happy? He was like, listen, you know what Barry's like, don't you? He was like, do I know them?
You're on the phone yesterday, and he had to say, yeah, something. I was thinking, what's he saying to him there? What's he saying to him?
Yeah, trying to fucking guess. He said, we've been winding up saying his fucking mom must have been up the wall at Christmas as he's been rooting through all his presents trying to find out what he was getting. But lad, he's been fucking casing. So, let's have a conversation with a ... and then there's a little emoji with a shh face. It's a conversation with T, Steve, and B. Could you ask for a better trio with the three fucking musketeers?
The three musketeers are here.
Right, so have you got your cup of coffee or tea?
Well, you know what? I was just having one, but I might just have a cold drink, to be honest.
We've got our waters here. So before we get into it, this is where the intro goes. You know what the intro is, don't you, T?
Yo, let's go for it.
Let's go.
All good? Ready to go? Turn my voice up a little bit. Oh, got that everyone watching, the whole family.
Are you ready to go? I built a piece in the house that I built in the house that I built.
I know people tune in every Sunday to listen, but even when business is good, we still manage to do the podcast.
So, it's back. It's podcast 200. You all knew it was going to be a special one. Did you know it was going to be this special, though?
Nope.
I am over the moon that we could arrange
this.
My
God, you're giving me a big head. I won't be able to sit on myself already.
So, for people who didn't listen to the first 152 episodes of the podcast, this is Thomas. This is the creator of everything. He was the spark that ignited the words NPK and brought us all together, didn't you, bro?
Yeah, I am the founder of NPK, if you didn't know who I am.
Yeah, so
but I'm also
Go on.
part of the family. We're all part of the same family. We are the NPK family, and we specialise in everything in our industry, and we love it as well.
Yeah,
and I've missed you. I've missed every one of you as well. I've missed all of the customers. I've missed everyone in the whole industry. And it's good to be back on podcast for now, even though I'm doing podcasts from my jail cell.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You've got to get on and carry on and get past things and look past things, you know, and try and see the best in everything. That's what you've always got to do.
Positivity.
Because always someone somewhere is worse it off.
Yeah, man.
We were talking yesterday, weren't we? And so it's up to you how much you want to talk about where you are.
You fire away, lad. You fire away.
So there's obviously people want to know where you are and the reasons that you're there.
Okay, so let's get to the crux of it. Yeah. I'm currently imprisoned in HMP Liverpool. I was convicted of firearms offences, and I was given a 13-year prison sentence for my involvement with a group of people. Moral of the story is, and you probably remember this one from your mum when you was a nipper, saying it's not what you do, it's who you do it with. Or it's not what you are, or it's who you go with, or who you associate with, and it's very, very true. You could be the cleanest of cats or one of the best of guys, and then you get involved with other people and other situations when sometimes you don't really need to, and then that ends up taking you down a path that you wasn't meant to be on. That's a bit basically where I'm up to right now. The way I've sort of put it into play is I've put it as part of my bucket list. I've never been to jail before, so you know.
So if you want to take the super silver line, and people might think I'm stretching here, but I know because we speak in the mornings when you can, and I know what you're doing in there, and let's talk about what good you're bringing. Like you have got one of the most positive mindsets I've ever met.
Everybody always knows that I'm a positive person. So no matter what I do, whenever I do it, I always do the positive side of it. I always look at the pint as half full rather than being half empty. Exactly. So now in jail right now, I'm currently I'm the induction orderly. So basically every single prisoner that comes into the jail meet me. And I give them a bit of guidance and a bit of help and make sure that they know what to do and what to expect and everything that they thought about it. It doesn't really need to be that way. And I give them some top tips. You know that. The favourite one, the favourite word, the word of the day is top tip. And the main top tips is about please and thank you and manners and courtesy. That would be the biggest tip that I give to everyone, to be honest with you. But not only that, not just in a jail life. I mean in every way, shape and form of life, in everything that you do.
You're having a really positive impact as well. And that's not just because you're telling me that you're having a positive impact. It's proven by some of the things that we've been through together as a company and just as a family. So to give people a little bit of insight, sadly, we lost your dad, didn't we, in October?
Yeah, I lost my dad on the 25th of August, 2019. But I turned that round, so to speak. So my dad, 82 years of age, he was unwell. Rather being a morbid person, I celebrated his life. And he appreciated his life.
He did. And what I'd like, the reason I brought that up is because it's very, very hard for people to leave jail when they're in there to go to a funeral. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, was it pretty much every single officer wanted to put in an application to take you out?
Yeah, because I conduct myself in a decent way, and I'm just a cool cat at the end of the day. It's not easy being me. Nah, I'm only joking. But because I conducted myself in a decent manner, it showed in a big way because it was a Category B prisoner for firearms. I wasn't supposed to be able to leave the jail at all whatsoever. But then the jail went above and beyond for me, and they let me go and see my dad while he was on his deathbed. And he woke up for me. He was like he was waiting for me. He woke up for me, big smile on his face. And then he passed the next day. And to be honest, I couldn't have asked for anything better. And then a week later, they let me go to his funeral, which my team, yourselves, Barry, all of yous, helped me manage, complete, and you basically made the whole thing better than what I thought it could be.
Yeah, man.
So I'm saying it now on air. Thank you all yous very much, because yous were all there for me, for my dad's funeral, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah, man.
I thank yous very much.
Well,
the NPK family, man.
Yeah, man.
Cuts deep with me, boys.
And we're all on camera here, so let's just chill out a little bit. The reason I wanted to mention it is because of how highly regarded you thought of, and you have a few jobs in there, don't you? And one of your most important is, like you said, on the induction wing, introducing everyone to their new jail life. So when you first...
here's a little thing. Yesterday, so what I do is I keep an eye on some of the prisoners. Some of them are new to jail and haven't been to jail before. And a lad, and this is a little quick story that makes you realise that there's always someone somewhere worse it off.
Yeah.
I'm 38 years of age. I'm in good health. A lad comes into jail. Not on too much. He's only had 5 weeks in jail. But it's been brought to my attention that he's partially blind. He's 23 years of age, and want to find out because he's got a similar disease to one of my friends who you also know. Yeah. And he's got 13% vision in his left eye, and he's got 9% vision in his right eye. And he basically can't see nothing at all, apart from a silhouette of us or whatever he's looking at. And in 2 years' time, he'll be completely blind. You know, and then when you put that into context with my life and stuff like that, it makes you realise, you know, there's always someone wears it off. So you have to be grateful for what you've got and how you are.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know if you want to mention your friend, but your friend's in the music industry and you are a huge music fan. What have you been listening to?
That's how I connected with this lad, and I told him, you know what, my friend, he's a rapper. His name's Stoner420. He's the only blind rapper in the UK. And I was telling the lad yesterday, I was saying he actually can message you back on his mobile phone and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff that he can and can't do, so don't think that your life's limited, because my friend who's a rapper, who's the blind rapper of the UK, he is not held back in any way, shape or form.
Yeah. And you've been on tour with him and supported him and helped him.
Well, remember what year's span of the show was that when we shot the video with him? Was that 2016, was it?
2017.
Yeah. That video's available on YouTube, so if you want to look at it, it's Stoner420. I can't even remember the name of the track.
It was a few years ago, but if you... We'll find out and we'll post it as a link on the YouTube channel. I'll find it and go through it and post it as a link and call it the Stoner420 T.
So that's what basically I've been doing in the jail right now. I've been doing that job for about the past 10 months.
Yeah. And like I am stretching for the silver lining. Yeah. And like people might think, oh, he's stretching a bit there, but there might be very small reason that you have been put there to help people. It's going to be, when it's all said and done and dusted, it's going to feel like a flash in the pan. When you're back here sat around this table with
definitely us. You've got to just take the positives from any situation, haven't you? You can't live in a negative environment because it'll just breed negativity.
And I know you're making good changes in there as well, bro. Definitely every day we do that. Every day I'm in jail I always try. It's not even that, it's mainly with the lads, because some people aren't as strong-minded. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
fucking one of the strongest mentalities and most positive mindsets I've ever met in a person, bro.
To be honest, it's just like a fucking dodgy Butlins.
What colour coats do they all wear?
With shit food and really crap entertainment.
No, I wouldn't say it was crap anymore, would you, in there? I bet you the entertainment's top notch.
Well, don't forget, we've got the Christmas ball coming up. That's going to be entertaining.
Do you look after everyone?
Yeah.
So
what's going on?
Well, in the industry, not a huge amount's changed, but what I was going to talk about is we're going to talk a little bit about social media and how everyone's more aware these days of when we first started the shop, 2012. Facebook was big, but there was no Instagram, and people were writing messages on Facebook.
Facebook's dead now.
Yeah, it's finished. Instagram's the one, but even Instagram's. Have you heard of this thing called TikTok? Have you heard of it?
But you know what I was going to ask you?
Does that? Yeah, baby does
What's this bloody Facebook portal I keep seeing on the telly?
Facebook portal.
That's a thing where you have a camera. You all have cameras in your houses, and you can all just link. I think it is anyway. I've seen that.
Has nobody told Facebook that you can do FaceTime nowadays?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I think they're using it through WhatsApp, and they put it on top of the telly, And like, because it's got like a widescreen camera, you can see your whole family in Australia.
Well, if Facebook's listening to this show, they need to catch up, mate, because fucking hell, they're behind at the times. We've been on FaceTime for fucking 10 years nearly.
But that TikTok, our baby's always on there.
Yeah,
TikTok. What is it?
I don't know, lad. I'll have to find out.
TikTok for the...
Well, you know what, though? You need to keep an eye on that, because there's one thing that, see all these social media, especially for children as well, you need to keep an eye on it, because there's horrible people out there and stuff like that. So you need to make sure, because the era of social media and the era that we're going into, it's just, we're old fossils.
Yeah.
The kids can educate us on some of this stuff.
Well, when was it? It was like 2014. It was around the time we started the podcast. I was saying to everyone, you need to be on Instagram. Get on Instagram. And not people, the older ones weren't listening to me. The older ones in the industry weren't listening to me. And I was like, oh, you're missing out. You're like finished. And we were on Instagram. We were building.
Haven't you heard of the new one out?
What's that?
NPK gram.
NPK gram. Yeah.
That sounds like some sort of CD. Grab a granny, call a granny. NPK gram.
Yeah.
Like plenty of fish there.
I know, but fucking lad, now we're in that same boat that I think the other olders were like 5-6 years ago. I'm now looking at TikTok going, fuck that shit. You don't use TikTok.
You got to move forward.
And in 5 years' time, we'll be eating our own words when TikTok's the next big fucking social media platform. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But so for the industry, it's social media is a massive thing. And
don't you find it boring now, though? It's the same shit on it constantly on that Instagram, isn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't you reckon?
Everyone's just showing how amazing everything really is.
And the lifestyles that they live and fuck off.
Yeah.
I think it needs to go back down onto the planet Earth a little bit, to be honest with you.
Have you heard about Instagram taking away likes?
Yeah.
Taking away likes?
Yeah, if you put a picture up, only you can see how many likes it's got. No one else can. Remember when you used to go on a picture and it'd say that picture's had fucking 10,000 likes and you can't see it no more. But I half think it's a bit fair, me, because you get the unpopular kids in schools and stuff like that, and they might not have loads of mates, and they put a picture up or something and they only get 10 likes. That's like the popular kids then are taunting them over there. I get on you. I put my picture up.
That's the stuff that we don't know, because we're not. We haven't been to school for what, 80 years or something. Do you know what I mean? 25 years or something like that.
I do like that, because it keeps everyone on a playing field then, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Do you know what I like about it? When you remove likes, so Instagram started as an amazing tool, still is a very good tool.
And people will only like stuff, and they won't even like it. Some people will only like stuff because their mates have liked it, and they go, I'll just like it.
Yeah.
It's him, I'll like it because he'll like mine back. Yeah. Well, it's not like that no more, is it?
I think that's the way it's gone in the US. I think it's going to gradually, I think it started in Ireland and it's going to gradually come to the UK, so you can still see likes at the moment. But the big thing that's going to come from it is that, let's talk about our industry, because obviously we're a hydro podcast. There's certain shops. I want to give a shout out to Somerset Hydroponics, because he keeps it real. He's Somerset, the home of the best cider in the UK, and
cider. Right,
Somerset
this phone's
cider.
going to disconnect because it's at its 10-minute limit, so I'm going to have to phone you back.
Sound. We will have a little short interval and phone us back.
Okay.
Yeah, phone us back.
Go on, phone back.
Tasha. Are we back?
There we are.
Are we
there
back?
We are. Just every 10 minutes the phone goes off.
Oh, that's fucking shit. What if they fucking...
Oh, that's great. Welcome to jail.
Oh, no. What if they want to do... What if everyone wants to do a podcast? It's going to be a fucking nightmare, isn't it?
They'll have to wait, because there's only room for one podcast.
Where are you now? In the cell?
In my cell.
Oh, yeah. Have you got the phone in your cell, yeah?
Yeah. And we've chopped the wire off about 10 phones and connected it together, so I'm just lying on my bed.
Good stuff. Let me get my notes back up. Where were we? So shout out to Somerset Hydroponics. We're back after a short interval because the phone has a 10-minute limit on it. We were shouting out Somerset Hydroponics because that man is keeping it. Yeah, his name's Lee, and he just keeps it real. And you know what? He does posts that are good for him and make him laugh, and he has a good time. Other people might look at it and go, oh, a bit of a wally him. But he's doing funny posts. He's informative at the same time. And to be honest, he did a shout out to us, NPK, just saying there's a lot of people before NPK, but NPK have allowed people to feel safe being themselves. And if you look at the post, Somerset_hydroponics, proper
don't be anything but yourself.
Yeah, and it proper touched me because he was like, them. Like, you've got a stupid Somerset cider drinking.
You know what we need to ask him? Well, he can hear this anyway. He'll be able to listen to this. So at least I'm coming to camp in his back garden when Glastonbury's on when I get out.
I'm sure he'd be made up with that. He'll probably be going into Glastonbury with you. But
I can't wait.
He did the post and just said NPK allowed or helped people allowed to be themselves because they were just themselves. They were the cheeky, inverted commas, scally scousers that were just themselves and they didn't give a fuck and allowed other people to think, you know what, you don't have to pretend, just be yourselves and let people, if people don't like you, then fuck them. And the people that do like you, good for them. So I wanted to shout out Somerset. And then
big shout out to Somerset Hydroponics.
And on that sort of strain, taking away likes, it's going to let people. So at the moment, I think people are posting what they think other people will like. Yeah. So I'm thinking, I am trying to do good Instagram posts that are engaging, but I'm doing stuff that is informative, and I know that people will enjoy it. Some people that were posting, they'll take a picture of themselves and it'll get loads of likes because people faces tend to get loads of likes, but they won't take a picture of something that doesn't get the likes.
Not my face anyway.
No, you're the envy of my Instagram because when you used to go live, you were on 80 to 100 live people, and I'd spend hours and hours trying to do good Instagram posts and be getting 20 live people. So I was like, how the fuck's he doing this?
Also a big shout out to all of my followers and all of the people who've supported me as well whilst I've been on my little journey, on my bucket list to HMP. A big shout out to every single one of them.
Well, to be honest, there's too many to name, but every time we have a meeting or somebody calls up or we go and see someone, there's always people ask about, one of the biggest shout outs is to Jason from AutoPot.
Big shout out to AutoPot.
Every time we speak to him, he's like, how's Thomas?
Just keep that festival warm for me for when I get out. Because I will be back with a vengeance.
What festival can we look forward to? It's going to be we should start making preparations now, shouldn't we?
Oh, it's going to be mad. My release date is the day before my birthday, 25.
Yeah, so we're going to need to close NPK for a whole month. It's going to take us that to recover.
It's going to be we're going to turn it into a national holiday, I think.
I can't wait. You know what I'm looking forward to as well? The three of us around this table. We're going to have some proper interesting conversations.
It's going to be good.
I've just got to keep Barry entertained because when I start talking a little bit too much about the science, you can start. He's like a bit of an old man. He does start to nod off.
He's not the only one. Can you remember back to our old podcast?
To be fair, Barry's a bit more polite than you. You'd say, anyway, enough of that shit, Steve. Fucking
anyway, that's a load of shite.
Yeah. But where was I now? Where are we on my notes? So, to be honest, we need to introduce Barry back to the podcast because, as you know, and as our listeners will know that have been listening each week, Brian, fucking, what do we call it?
Granddad.
Soft ass granddad. What's that? Frank Spencer.
Listen, granddad, I can't believe you let him drive a fucking motorbike. Do everyone on podcast know what happened to Brian?
Yeah, I've mentioned that a few times, but
that whilst I'm away, you idiots have let him get a motorcycle.
Frank Spencer
on the road.
Have you seen the thing with Frank Spencer and he gets on the motorbike and he can't stop it? The program.
Betty.
That's him. That's Brian.
Yeah,
that's Brian.
Oh my God! How many days did he have this motorbike?
2 days.
Yeah, he was.
And what injuries did he receive?
21 broken bones and had his spleen removed.
Shattered pelvis.
Shattered ego.
Oh, yeah.
So, fucking hell, Brian, you're staying off motorbikes forever.
You can't go near
Lad, I won't say it was more Barry. I'm going to shift blame onto Barry. Barry was like, yeah, you know what? On his dirt bike, there's lots of soft mud around everywhere, we can't cause too much damage. And he's probably thought, you know what?
He couldn't even walk up and down the stairs in the shop without fucking causing an incident.
No, he's not allowed in certain parts of the shop. We have a no-go zone, no Brian
zone. Oh, lad, we've got to dip
into... No Brian areas.
Yeah.
We've got to dip into shop funds to install a Stenner stair lift or whatever you call them and get him what do you call it? Mobility scooters.
Yeah, just thank God that he's still alive, though.
Yeah,
for real.
I told him though when he comes back after Christmas, don't be fucking milking it, lad.
Oh, yeah, it's all the aches and the pains and the groans.
I can't do that, mate. I've got injuries. Fuck off, lad. Get it together.
Well, listen, did you hear about this one? Fucking. So while Brian's been off with this fucking bad back, that's all it is really. It's been Jalal and Barry in the shop, and we've been doing podcasts each week, and we've been going on the science while Barry's been away. But when Brian gets back, Barry's going to be dipping in and out of the non-scientific podcasts. And as I'm telling people on live YouTube what's happened to Brian, I've started with Brian first. I've said this and that and all the injuries he's got. I said so, and he was on intensive care. It was heavy shit. I said, and if you're wondering why Barry's not here, I said, well, he's actually done his back in, and Barry's actually got one leg longer than the other. Did you know that?
No, I knew he was something for years, but I couldn't put my finger
That's why
on
I walk in circles. He's got one leg longer than the other. It won't take me straight.
Barry, come over here,
come
mate.
on, Barry, lad.
Come on, Barry.
Nah, I've had it fixed now.
Yeah,
right.
Are these both the same size? Or have you just got one shoe?
Nah, do you know what had
other?
happened, lad? It's because of all the hard work I do, mate. That's what it is. My pelvis had dropped.
He hasn't had a high heel welded onto one side of his training.
Lad, my pelvis, I went to a chiropractor, mate, and he said to me, your pelvis has dropped. I was like, what? I've shit myself, though, because thinking, what the fuck's this cunt on about pelvis?
It's all of them pelvic thrusts you've been doing over the years, Barry.
Telling you, lad.
It's when he was in the hula hoop
championship
team.
1997 hula hoop championships.
Yeah.
What it is.
I don't think anybody knew that.
Since you went to jail, lad, it's fucking... I don't know. You must have a strong pelvis carrying steer around, like, because I've only done it for a year and a half, mate, and it's killing me.
Yeah. Oh no, my back's broken.
I'm just dragging him now by the scruff of the neck.
That's why I come to this health bar.
He's fucking. You're not meant to be there. You fucking went there willingly to get away from us.
He fell off me. I can't carry him on my back.
So what's been going on in the industry? What new products? What's been going on with everyone's products? What's been going on with all the companies?
I'd say one of the best products that I like, and I was never a big lover of them when they come out, Larry always said, nah, mate, that's new technology. It's going to take fucking years.
I know.
Is SANlight.
Oh, SANlight.
LED, man.
SANlight.
Honest to God, lad.
Well, remember that little micro light I got off them fucking years ago, remember?
I've had that. That's been in my house, yeah, wrapped up in the cupboard, and I've had it there. I had it over my house plants, and they look sick. And Steve pestered the life out of me, and I've brought it back to the shop now, and it's in the cabinet on display.
Yeah. He never really had it on the coffee table as an uplighter in the living room, because he couldn't be asked going to practice to buy a light.
Oh, lad, you know him inside out, don't you? Everything's fucking uplit with Barry.
Barry built.
Yeah, everything's rose gold, silver, cream, and everything's uplit with LEDs.
Don't say he's got a Versace carpet as well.
No, fuck
close.
That, lad. I'm not that bad.
Close.
Not that bad.
But now the industry is good. The industry is good. These
what about the dodgy products? What's been going on with the dodgy products?
There's a bad dodgy product out there. It's the copy of the AutoPot. What's it called, Steve?
Oh, the alien.
Not that fucking Flood-A-Lot.
Yeah, Flood-A-Lot.
Oh no, the copy of the fucking. There's two copies, isn't there? There's the alien easy to feed, and then there was the.
What's the one where the fella come in the shop? What's that? What's he sell?
I can't even remember what that's fucking called.
The green one.
Nah, that's the alien easy to feed, and then there was one by Hydro. They did one. The Go Grow.
Go Grow.
That's
fucking Go Grow full of yourself, mate.
Yeah, no.
Fuck.
We did that video, didn't we? Remember? We did the test AutoPot versus Go Grow. We were in the middle of the podcast, and you've ran up and gone, Steve, you fucking flooded the fucking tent. I'm like, shit. Ran down. Checked everything, was like, oh, no, I've done it all right, and then set it all up. And he came in, and then it was a Saturday, remember? And we were about to go home. We've gone to close the tent, and the fucking tent was brimmed with water.
Yeah, it was fucking everywhere.
What have you done? I'm like, lad, I've done
nothing. The
plants
were terrible as well.
Yeah, it overflowed. But we did a video on that, the AutoPot versus Go Grow. Fucking Makey filmed it. The audio was shit, but you know that video has had like the most organic views on our YouTube channel. It's on like 25,000 views, that video. AutoPot versus Go Grow, so it's doing quite well. Yeah. We've been, what's the word? They've hit us up saying, listen, that video fucking done our product a lot of damage. No, I think I said to them, nah, the product did your product a lot of damage.
The product done the product a load of damage.
Yeah.
A top tip for any hydroponic system containing a lot of water is the water needs to remain in it.
It's got to be
If it ends
watertight.
up on the floor,
Yeah.
that can tend to be a bit of a problem.
Yeah. Lad, I was weighted with bated breath there thinking, yeah, we haven't had a gem from Thomas for a while. What's this top tip going to be? The water needs to stay in the system.
It's got to be a watertight system.
Top tip. You know what I've got on my notes here? I've got what's T's top cropper tip for 2020, because there's lots of T's in it, to be a better grower. What would your top tip be for 2020? For all the people that are brand new listening to the podcast, what would you say is the one thing to them to be better for 2020?
To be better, and want them to be better, is to not run before you can walk.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
He stuck the words out of my mouth there, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was that with the videos?
Yeah, that was in my head. I was thinking if he doesn't say nothing in the next second, I'll bum in a butt anyway. Yeah.
That's a good... So, and to sort of paraphrase that, it's basically
you can have all the gear and no
idea.
fucking dear.
No idea.
Yeah.
So
you can
take
buy
it
the
back
best
to
lights.
basics and learn as you go.
Yeah, have the best
Back
lights.
to basics. Back to day shifts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
If
Put the
And
hours
that's
in.
just keep it simple, stupid. KISS. Remember the acronym KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. And you always used to say that to me.
Learn your plants before you learn your systems.
I thought you were just being affectionate. We kept on saying KISS to me.
KISS. No, just keep it simple, stupid.
You know what else is a brilliant product? And Barry kicked it out the office, and I like to remind him, because I often bring products in, and he just... If anyone brings a product to the shop, don't show Barry first, because it's just slated. From the off, it's slated. Where if you could bring in, let's think of that, you could have brought in the iPhone before anyone had even seen iPhones, and Barry would have gone, shit, that's got no buttons.
I did think about it years before Apple.
Did you? No button phones.
Yeah.
Well, Barry, have you heard of this thing called a trim bag? Have you heard of them? They're quite...
Yes. You put your produce inside and rotate it manually by hand, and it collects the trim and the outer layer of it.
Exactly. Barry fucking kicked it out the office. I'm like, what are you doing? He went, loads of shit, that fucking shit. That turned out to be one of the best products of 2019, 2018.
I was just testing them though.
And what was the price of it as well?
So this is a good thing to sort of get into a bit of a discussion on while we've got is the proper price of that should be $280.
Yeah.
And then the copies come out. So the copies where they worked, I'll be fair to them, they did work, but
they never
didn't
lasted
last
as long.
So where people were spending,
the quality wasn't there.
It wasn't exactly. They'd have holes in them, so all the shit would leak out.
Well, as we know, that's why we don't deal with the shitty no-mark products, because we don't base ourselves on cheap shit. We base ourselves on quality.
Exactly.
And pride.
So we got in touch with the distributor for the UK and went, listen, your product's going to get finished, because to be honest, these copies, they work once and they were like £80 cheaper. I said, and people are going to struggle to pay the extra £80 just for something that's identical. So we did a bit of a deal, and we've managed to we sell the proper copies now, the trim bag, for the same price as the copies. So now there's no fucking choice to be made. You buy the proper one. So
there's waste still being made in the hydro industry. That's what I like to see.
Yeah. And obviously there's the PGR test. People have been messaging me because we did phase 1, didn't we? And we've talked
plank growth regulators.
Exactly. So the first test, Hydrotops came back fully clean. Mills came back fully clean. BioBiz came back fully clean. Who else was there?
Loads of them, weren't there?
There was a few, but people were shocked, saying, "Oh, everyone's come back clean." I'm like, no, it's not really shocking, because they paid for those tests and they were the first people. They knew there was nothing in their product, so of course you're not going to find any PGRs in the first set. Now I've got the second set are going to get sent off today, and that includes Atami, Plant Magic, and Shogun, and they've paid the money as well. But if people are wondering why it's taken so long between the phase 1 and the phase 2, this test wouldn't have been fair if we'd have made any money from it. So we've done all the admin for free. We've collected all the samples. And if people don't know, it's a lot of fucking work doing all the admin, sending them to the labs, ringing the lab saying, where are the samples? Just a huge amount of admin work. So if people
it's an arduous process that we've been on for multiple years.
Yeah. And if people are wondering why it's taken a bit of time to get the second set done, it's just because we needed a break for a bit.
Yeah.
It's been a busy time.
As well.
Yeah, it's been a busy time of year. So they're all been collected in now. They're in a box ready to go. And I think we'll probably be giving the results out just after New Year. So that's a time.
We're talking about the time of year, but we're approaching Christmas week.
Oh, Barry's fucking up the wall.
Yeah, I've been rushed off my feet.
Lads, he slated me, you know, fucking, I've got my missus a couple of presents.
He buys his missus the same shit every year.
No, she
fucking
asks for
same
it.
stuff.
Not another foot spa.
No, lad, fucking close though. Fucking soap bath bombs.
Lad, she used that foot spa twice, and it just lives in the loft.
She must have hanging feet, mate. Hey,
no, she
fucking must do if you keep buying them.
I bought her one. She used it twice. I'm surprised you remember that, to be honest.
Buys the same stuff every fucking year. They turned up at the shop the other day and I said to him, lad, think of something out the box, mate. Fucking hell.
You know what fucking Barry's done, don't you? He's basically wrapping up the house and just going, ta-da! I've got you the house for Christmas.
Yeah, there you go, babe. There's the kitchen. Look, I've wrapped up the kitchen.
Yeah, he's putting the...
And look, if you see them up lighters, I've put in with the tongue and groove seal.
I've just done the lights in my stairs. I'm going to wrap each one up and say, look.
Here's a quick one for you. You can settle an argument, see. Up his stairs, right? His house is very nice. It's cream, and you know Barry inside out. You know exactly what it looks like without even seeing it. Now he came in and went, right, decision. I don't know whether to put blue lights in the stairs or white lights. And me and Jalal said unanimously one type, but Barry I'm sure Barry wants to think he lives in a fucking spa. What would you have, blue or white?
White, but blue I probably like more.
Oh, but go on, say it, lad, say it's blue and more, what?
Yeah. Just don't put blue and white together because then you think the plod is chasing you every time you go up the stairs. I've been running up the stairs to the toilet, the Barry's and ducking down and looking for cover thinking, shit, they're taking me back to jail, you cunt.
My bathroom's at the top of the stairs and that's got all little blue LEDs and
it
all
looks
that
good in the bathroom because it's the bathroom. But up his stairs, he wants blue LEDs.
Well, lad, here's one. I've put
good.
the white in. Yeah. And it's fucking, you can't look at the
makes
stairs
it look
now.
dead bright, though, the white.
Exactly, that's what it's done. I was telling Jalal yesterday.
But you want to make it
I went for
cool.
the white, and what it's done is it's just lit the stairs up, and when you're going up the stairs, you're near falling over because you're blind.
I've got one for you. They say varieties, the spice of life. Why don't you make it multi-changing?
Multi-changing LEDs.
Oh,
Our baby will end up putting it on green and then the remote will get lost. That's what'll fucking happen.
She'll end up putting it on what?
Green, and then the fucking remote will get lost.
Do you know what I mean? You can change it, you know, when you're feeling in a raunchy mood, you and the missus be up on another child, you know, you can get it on red, bang, you can get your eye heels out and that.
I might have another.
Nah, I haven't seen the white fucking, you know what you could do though? Just, I'll buy it for you. An SMS dimmer, just plug them right in, dim them down, job done.
You can't dim them down.
Yeah.
LED.
You could even thermostatically
You should
control
know
them.
that, mate, the LED.
The only thing is, when you put an
dim it,
SMS dimmer on your stairs, it varies the speed and how fast you can walk up and down it.
If you make it thermostatic,
the phone's going to go off, and I'll phone you back.
Go on. Here we go, is the phone. Isn't this technology amazing?
Yeah,
because
it is. It's really good.
The way we're working this is so we've got a roadcaster. That's the thing that we use now.
Well, I've just thought of a new invention for SMS.
Go on.
And I could do with it now, to be honest. If they could do it like pretty quick, it would really benefit me.
What's that?
If they got the dimmer, so when you turned it down, it went back in time.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
So then,
or when you sped it up, it just
or
when you turned it full crank, it just went right through time.
Yeah.
You'd be out tomorrow.
Off you go.
You and Barry, you could be Martin, he could be Doc with the big white hair.
Oh, fucking hell.
Marty and Doc, Back to the Future, Barry and T.
I could imagine that.
Listen, you know what we've missed though? It's like when so this is going to go, what day is it today? It's the 18th today. And this people watching now, you're watching, this is 1 o'clock, but it'll be out on 4 o'clock. People listening on the podcast, though, it's going to be the 22nd of December. This goes out 18th, 2020, 22nd of December. Or actually, you know what we did, Thomas, a couple of weeks ago? Jason was in Colombia, and we did the similar thing where he's phoned in. Man. And he's phoned in from Medellin, Colombia.
Colombia, man.
Yes, I think that's this Sunday, which is the 22nd. So everyone listening now, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's the 28th. It's in the middle of Christmas. So We need the Christmas song from Barry.
Fuck off, I'm not singing.
Yeah.
Go on, buddy.
No, I can't sing. Me. Sound like a
Snow
fucking
is falling.
broken motorbike.
All around. Oh, you singing the same song as me as well?
It's the best
Children
Christmas
playing,
song. Having
fun.
What's your
That's
favourite
enough of that
Christmas
singing
song?
for me.
What?
What's your favourite Christmas song?
Mine is the Home Alone one.
Yes.
Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Happy Holly Halls. You know what my favourite is?
Home Alone.
You know what my favourite is? That deep, dark, chocolatey voice. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. That one.
You will pick something stupid.
You know why? Because he just relates to sitting there with a whiskey with ice
his big
and a
beard.
booch with his feet up.
Lads,
I have a helmet.
To be fair, it might be a little bit
And his
bigger
foot
now.
spa.
Yeah, with his bed sat next to him in the foot spa.
Yeah.
No, it's in the loft. It's got dust.
Well,
Actually,
you've also got the NPK staff night out just soon, haven't you?
this will be a quiet affair.
Saturday.
It's been every year when you're fucking involved. It ends up being a day off work for the next 3 days. Yeah. This is going to be a quiet affair because you're here to
cause like tighten it.
Yeah. What were you saying then?
You've also got Spanibus coming up as well.
Spanibus in March. Yeah. We're going to rock the
we're
fucking
all booked up
boat
for that,
there.
aren't we?
Yeah, we're all booked in, booked out.
Oh, we love rocking the boat.
Well,
I mean the yacht.
The ship.
What else was there? That's what I was going to say. We need to do something for the NPK fucking handworkers handbook because Barry and Jalal ganged up on me and actually made me cut my beard really, really short. And it's actually a lot shorter than it's ever been. Right now, it's a little bit longer, but tomorrow...
So you've got all the egg and stuff out of it now?
Yeah, and I've lost half my year's food supply.
Last year's Christmas pudding still in it.
Mammoth P came to barbers and collected all the strands and said, that's our next inoculation of bacteria ready there.
Yeah.
But fucking the industry's good. There hasn't been too much murder. There hasn't been much murder since, or not murder, but there hasn't been much heavy debate
since you went to jail.
Since you went, we need.
That's they're probably all thinking, "Thank fuck, we've got rid of tea for a bit." Fucking hell, he was causing mayhem.
There hasn't, has there? There hasn't been much murder.
There hasn't been a lot because we
it's been a bit boring now.
Barry's been
everyone's either in hopefully just completed harvest because Christmas, Santa. Yeah. Santa's coming,
All the turnips, the Swedes, the carrots and the broccolis.
They're just coming into harvest right now, just after the new year. So we've got a new season coming ahead, 2020, up and coming.
It's I'm looking forward to 2020. Nice, two nice round numbers, 2020. And it's a nice 201 now is a bit fucking horrible number. It's odd numbers. I like the even numbers.
It's getting better as each day passes.
Each day passes, it gets better and better.
It's another tick off the calendar till I'm back.
I know. I might just start drinking water now in preparation of what you're going to do to us when you get out.
Oh yeah, get ready.
So
be ready. It's going to be fun.
We've got a teased top cropper tip for 2020, and that was don't run before you can walk. And that was a very good tip. Basically, don't go out buy all the fucking expensive shit when you don't even know how to water a plant.
What's your top tip?
Yeah, start with the basics first.
What's my top tip for a 2020 grower? Mine's got to be. I've got to be true to myself and be science, haven't I? My top
What's
tip.
that learn how to grow?
Dr. Death. He's still Dr. Death, He's got all plants in the media office. And what have they got?
Mealy bugs, lad.
How the fuck's he managed that, lad?
Oh,
in a proper clean environment, he still managed to kill the plants.
Well, you seen his status fucking some of the stuff that he used to have on the allotment and everything.
Listen, lad, his name is Dr. Death. That's what his name does.
That's my boxing name.
No,
I've never had a boxing
fight. I used to think he was just testing the plants to see how much shit he could put them through before they actually died.
That's actually exactly what we were doing. We were stress testing them to see how much terpene production could do. Obviously, that was
Dr. Death.
Yeah, mealy bugs.
They used to look at Steve and think, it's the headed torture camp.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I know, fuck off now anyway.
Guantanamo Bay.
What was I saying before? Yeah, my top tip for 2020 is make notes. So what a lot of people have been doing is they do a grow and they'll use several things new. So rather than using several things new, and if it all goes really well, then you don't know which products made the positive impact. If it goes shit, you don't know which one of those products made the go shit. So the top tip is you use one new product at a time and keep a note of what you've been doing. Like, when did you start feeding with that EC, that pH? What were your temperatures? What were your humidity? If you get a boss result at the end, you know to repeat what you've done. If you get a shit result, you know what to change, and you can come back and speak to us and go, well, listen, this is what was happening through me cycle. What do I need to do better next time? Note taking is the science man's.
And also with the note taking, it goes to study as well.
Yeah,
and you need to do the study as well. You need to build up your toolbox.
Yeah,
and your mental toolbox. That's what I'm talking about right now. Is the knowledge, knowledge on each of the 10 steering wheels that we always mentioned when we done various podcasts with CANNA, in all of the elements of all aspects of growth. So from maybe your containers and the size and substance made from them, what they hold, from media to plant, to the nutrition of the plant environment, the equipment that you can use within that environment to manipulate that environment, being a master in every field of that, acquiring more information and knowledge about each individual section, whether it be lighting or whether it might be a certain type of light. Become knowledgeable on every aspect, and all of that will help you in your toolbox of being the best grower you can possibly be.
What's Barry's?
Mine is the same as what Thomas said at the start, mate. It's back to basics. I think before you learn everything that's new in the industry and trying to get ahead of yourself, is learn the plant that you're doing, because every plant is different and it'll want different things at different times. It'll be harder in some stages.
And if you are a new grower, and if you are new and you are not too knowledgeable, start really basic. Pot, soil.
Yeah. Limit yourself to a base nutrient and maybe 1 or 2 additives before you go balls deep and say, I want everything. I want 1 of them, 5 of them, 4 of them, maybe even.
And water little and often.
Yeah.
Rather than a lot.
Yeah. That's still like the main one problem what we have in the shop is when people come in is everyone just overwaters. That is like a
yellow plants, stinking root system, loads of water left in the bottom of the drip tray, overwatering, cold, skinny plants. They don't like it, shivering, freezing. Remember the temperature. It's cold outside. Remember, when the lights are off, if there's no additional heat, then plants are in the freezer then. They're very skinny and they're all huddling together. You know, they don't like that environment.
Them purple stems that you get.
That is the main.
So we want one more thing from you, T. If you could tell the listeners one thing for Christmas and one thing for 2020, what would it be? If you could have one message out there, this is to the world, it's to the 40-odd thousand Americans, the 30-odd thousand UKs and the Australians, Canadians, what would you tell the world?
For every single person, do what you love doing, and if you don't love doing it, don't do it.
Yeah,
different.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
I thought he was going to say, "Don't get caught."
No, that's
I was just
like
keeping it clean.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, you like it. Okay, so that's basically.
Do you know those, Thomas?
That's podcast 200.
I've got a top secret for you.
Big shout out to everyone, everybody in the industry. Big shout out to Slim. Big shout out to Gareth Highlight, Dave Highlight, Jay. Big shout out to my mate Jay. Fucking everybody in the industry who supported us and been with us right through our journey. Our journey's just starting again. Yeah,
man, we're there.
Onwards and upwards.
Barry's gonna drop one on you.
I've got a top secret for you. You won't be happy. I need you to contain yourself. We're the only podcast, aren't we? Hey.
What?
We're the only podcast, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're the realest podcast, aren't we? Do you know someone is trying to start another podcast? Hey, what's his name? Stephen doesn't want to let the cat out the bag, but I'm just ruthless, lad. What's his name?
I don't know whether we give the promotion. We've spent 5 years building our audience up. Do we promote it?
To think that they can start another podcast.
Bring it on. We love competition. Come on. The industry's big enough for us all.
Yeah.
And plus, in an industry, you've got to have the best. And we're the best.
Don't lie, it's not, mate. There's only one podcast.
We will always have the best content because we've got the best people. We keep it real, and that's it.
So who is
it? Do you know Rich Hamilton, the Grower's Guide?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's got this podcast. He started this podcast.
Big shout out to Richard Hamilton. Cracking fella. He'll send you to sleep though with his podcast. Yeah. So if you have trouble sleeping, make sure you tune in.
Yeah, there's an app for that.
Nah, I'm only joking. He had the Grower's Guide though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He still has. He's still got the books.
Yes. Okay.
So that is
big shout out to him.
Yeah, the UK.
Download his podcast, check it out, see if he's any good.
Yeah.
Compare him to us. Come on, that's what we do. That's what we're about. We want to hear your comments and feedback.
Yeah, we do. And to be honest, and to keep it absolutely 100% real, like we always do.
Yeah.
It was a bad move. And not because the only reason it was a bad move.
You know
is
what I
because
think? I think we should have Richard Hamilton on our podcast talking about his podcast.
I'm going to save that for your first podcast back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
that sounds good.
The reason I think it was personally a bad idea is because anybody who knows me, like really well, you know me, Barry knows me really well, and I'll just say one thing. I am the most competitive person you will probably ever meet. Doesn't come across because I hide it really well. Barry's seen a little glimpse of it last year when we got the Xbox out and remotes were being thrown about and I only had to smile on my face when I was winning. I am from a very competitive sports background. I am very competitive in it, and it's not even a good thing. It's like, it's a bad side of me. So, you know, when people compete or do something that I do, there's nothing down for you. Or copy, yeah.
So bring it on.
Because anyone can copy. Anyone can start a podcast. Anyone can start a grow shop. Anyone can start a media company. Bring it on, because, you know, when there's no competition, you take it a little bit easy and you do good podcasts and you crack on. You know, like there's somebody else there.
I'm going to look forward to it, to be honest.
Then you've just awakened something in me. And just, there's nothing down for anybody now, lad. Watch 2020.
I've got a message for Richard.
What's the message?
Good on you and well in, lad. Is like,
yeah, man. This is a new tea. This is a new tea. Barry's sat there bubbling. You want to see his face?
No, because we like the competition, don't we? We love it, don't we?
We like competition.
It's good for the industry.
It is. It is good for the industry, and we do like competition. I love competition, but the beast has been awakened. You probably won't realise it for a few months, but I am working hours and hours and hours of a night. You don't. The guest we're getting on in 2020. I've just started. Yeah, that's competition's good. Just started doing a bit of work. But anybody that's just a little message. It's a Christmas happy message. If you copy what we do, I'm competitive.
I think if you take some, if you get any messages off any of our social media over today's podcast, I think I'll come back on in a couple of weeks and I'll answer any questions that you want to keep aside. So if anyone's got any questions that you want to ask me anything. Yeah. You can have an open questions with me.
Okay. What do you think? I like numbers, mate. Does 210 sound like a good number? 210.
Yeah, that sounds
like a nice number. That doesn't it? 210 is about 10 weeks away.
Yeah, that's good with me.
Maybe end of February.
I would want to wish everyone a happy Christmas and a happy New Year.
Yeah, man.
Or a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, should I say.
And from us to you too, lad. Love the bones of you. Thank you. And in front of the world, thank you for the spark that created everything that you know as NPK today.
Yeah, man.
I also want to say thank you to all of us for keeping the dream team alive.
Yeah, man. Bigger and better.
And kicking. That's me, over and out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Take it easy.
See you later. Take it easy, boys.
Go on, and ta-ra, lad.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ra.
Well, That was a nice little surprise, wasn't
Did you
it,
like
Steve?
that? Did you like that?
I thought it was going to be my man Ewan or my man Phil I at top. So, yeah.
To be honest, though, this is the real podcast. He was saying to me, it's a Wednesday. We're like middle of the week. We just finished getting a pallet in. And he's like, if it's Phil, like, you need to give me a bit of a heads up because I need to go and like learn about stars and space, and I need to get ready for Phil because it's intense when Phil gets on.
When Phil comes, you get Phil in the zone, mate. He will batter your head. With good knowledge. You know what I mean? I like him.
We're trying our best to get Phil on the podcast. He's a very elusive person.
Yeah.
He's very elusive.
He doesn't stay in the same spot too long. He's constantly moving about.
Yeah. But that is us. That is about... Yeah. That is about the hour podcast, I think, just short. And while he's not on the phone, that is our inspired leader, our best friend, and the person who created it. Also, if you're just new to the podcast, that was Thomas. Go back to the early ones, and you will listen to many, many good podcasts with me and Thomas. Before it was me and B, and we've got a good few years ahead of us before.
I feel like the standing guy, the way you said that.
Why?
I don't know.
I asked Barry to come on for ages. Actually, go back and seeing as Barry's just fucking put his foot in it, go back and listen to podcast 1. I think it was around the 130s, 140s when we first introduced Barry to podcasting. He was big into his building. He was the Barry Builds, and he was very shy on the first one, weren't you? You sat there for about 5 minutes. By the end of the podcast, though, he had his feet up and you couldn't fucking shut him up. And but you're not a standard at all. You are somebody who's helped keep this podcast's momentum. And from all the messages I get, everyone's looking forward to seeing you welcomed back in 2020.
Feels mad being back now, lad, to be honest. We've only had a little bit of a break just because the shop's important. You know what I mean?
The most important.
Yeah, so just going back there while Brian hasn't been there, and Christmas is a busy time for us, and it's a busy time for us all just in general as well. And I mean, you can not take your eye off the ball, but other things just stand in the way of things, don't they? So, but we'll be back once January comes. Fucking back. It's on.
I'm competitive.
If you're listening, it's fucking on.
Barry's bubbling, and my competitiveness and Barry's bubbling is not a good combination for competitors. We'll just leave it there.
We're going to do another grow room build as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've got the new tent from BudBox.
That was supposed to be today, wasn't it? Oh, you had the best idea.
We were going to give it to the NPK media lads. There's three
still
of them.
Got to.
There's 3 of them in. Yeah, we'll let them set the
That was one of your best ideas I've ever heard.
Slow down, calm down. So we need the team building. We needed a team building exercise just to make the bond that bit better. So they do bond now anyway, and they're all in there now hugging it out. But we're going to make them set the tent up. They're probably listening, but the shutters are shut, so we can't see them. They're going to set the tent up, and we're going to film them, and we're going to put them on YouTube doing it.
Yeah.
We're going to give them a few tips. But we are going to get them team building a tent.
Team building.
And it's a special tent as well.
BudBox,
it was one of the ones. It's the ones that you can pre-order off BudBox at any size that you like. They will make you a tent. Obviously, you've got to give them a couple of weeks grace with it because they're building and it's a one-off for you. But
ours was
any size.
4.8 by 2.4.
Yeah.
That one fits perfectly just behind us in the podcast. So it'll be YouTube. We'll be starting again. We've got some big plans for the shop in 2020. Yeah. Actually, I don't think you are going to be back on podcast, are you? Unless you need a break. Barry's going to be balls to the wall.
I'll be back on, but I'll have my tool belt on. And me LT going to be on the table.
Just covered in dust.
Yeah. I'll be back on.
Big plans for NPK in 2020.
We'll film that. We'll show you all about that, what we're doing.
Yeah, we've got it all planned, haven't we?
Don't let too much go, Steve.
So it is the 20... What date is it on Sunday? It is... So last week was Jason live.
We've got the works night out on Saturday.
It's going to be a nice, quiet and chilled one.
Yeah.
Nice and relaxed. So you are listening on the 29th of December.
Who is?
Everyone on podcast listening. So the live is today, Wednesday, the 18th. But then this Sunday is going to be Jason live from Colombia. If you're watching, then we didn't film that because he's in Colombia. It was just me by myself. And he did literally just been watching me be quiet, listen to Jason because he can talk brilliance for England. So that's that podcast on Sunday, the one before Christmas. And then straight after that is podcast 200, an interview with T. I hope you all enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I
man.
loved it.
It was a surprise.
God.
I liked it.
God, I knew he'd like it. I knew he'd like it. Right, so everyone, I hope you've all had a great Christmas. If you're listening, I hope you all have your plans and you're ready and you're chilled. The eggnog's on the table, ready and waiting. I drink Baileys myself.
Do you?
What are you on?
I'm the red wine.
Red wine.
Red wine kind of guy.
Red wine, Baileys and eggnog.
Baileys and eggnog.
What do you reckon Jalal drinks? What do you reckon is? I reckon
he looks like
fish.
a Southern Comfort kind of guy.
Southern Comfort, lime and lemonade.
Yeah.
He looks like
with fish oil.
With fish oil.
He's a big fisherman, Jalal.
To be honest, if you Jalal, you'll never ever hear Jalal. He's like, does he even exist? Is he even really here?
If turkeys lived underwater, he would catch his own turkey to cook. He would.
What a random thing to say. I think that should be a fucking. If he didn't have, that should have been the name of the podcast. If turkeys lived underwater. Anyway, Barry, I know that you're back into it because you look all relaxed and happy and sat there.
I'm a little bit tense, to be honest with you.
Why?
My back's still sore.
Oh,
just like it give me a bit of an ache, and I feel like I'm getting a sore throat, and I do feel a little bit under the weather.
You need to mark that up as Barry's mic. So, yeah, I don't inhale that and get my chest infection. Look, you're all covered up.
I feel a little bit chilly.
I've missed your little bits of conversations. Right, that is it. That is it for podcast 200.
So shall I say have a good Christmas, or I hope
have a good Christmas. Tell the people watching.
Have a good Christmas. I hope you get everything that you desired and that you wish for.
And to everyone listening,
everything.
We hope you had a good Christmas.
Yeah.
Look how good and prepared we know what we're at, don't we? We're professionals.
And a good New Year. Don't drink too much.
And we'll be back after
no
the New Year.
No drink driving. Don't condone it.
What was I? You just reminded me. I listened to your first podcast last night because it was Thomas's last podcast.
Don't like it because you like the sound of my voice.
And it was that as well.
Sound like a dirty phone caller.
Yeah. And we haven't heard your theme tune for a while.
What is it?
And it's Barry. What's that from? That's your theme tune. You did it 4 times in the podcast.
I did.
Yeah. And it's Barry. I don't know where the theme tune's from. Listen, we've tried to stop this podcast like 5 times.
You just keep carrying it on. They're probably bored shit listening.
Oh, all right. That's enough. I hope everyone's had a good Christmas.
Yeah,
if you're all listening with the family, we love you all. Thanks for listening. And we'll be back after the new year, 2020. Take care. God bless. Good night.